So you have your new clay cookware. Now what? The first thing you do to keep this working in your healthy home kitchen for many, many years and even handed down to future generations is a one-time seasoning. And it is as simple as filling your new pan 3/4 filled with water, leaving it uncovered, and then baking it in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. This too is a great time to talk about the surface of your clay. Because there's no glaze and there's no coloring added, it's just natural clay. We make sure to only have the purest ingredients, including our water, on touching the surface, even for cleaning, which I'm going to show you as well. So I highly recommend using filtered water, your best reverse osmosis water, so that no toxins or chemicals are getting into your natural cookware. So now that we have it filled, we simply leave it uncovered, put the temp at 400 degrees, the timer on 30 minutes, and that's it. And after you have that seasoned, it will be such a nice surface for you to work with. So how do you use your clay cookware at home once you get it there? You can use it on the stovetop, in the oven, in a microwave, on a grill, in a fire. You just can't put it in the dishwasher. And with all of those different methods of cooking, there's a little bit of things to think about that will keep your cookware lasting for so many years. So the first thing is, when you have your cookware, you want to be sure that there are no sudden heat changes. So anytime that we use this for cooking, we put it into the oven and turn the oven onto the temperature with the pan in the oven. So we bring the temperature up at the same time. If you're ever going to use this on an open fire or even a grill, you want to do the same thing. So once your fire is going, you would move your pan slowly and be turning it so that it can heat up together with the heat of the fire. So these pans can go to 1,000+ degrees, but they must be brought up to temperature together, so no sudden heat changes. This is also true when you take a hot pan out of the oven. You don't want to put it on a cold surface. So that's why we strategically all over our kitchen here have natural trivets, so that they're easily, I can just put this down and then put the hot pan right on it. This right here, this beautiful organic hemp trivet, just stays here all the time, and then I can just put it right there. This wood trivet is always here, and we can put it here. Then we have more trivets back here, we can set them there. So we do all of our cooking here at home, so we have trivets all strategically placed around. Okay, the next thing for your stovetop, if you have a gas burner, it is perfect. The clay loves the natural flame of gas because it distributes the heat evenly. If you have anything other than a gas, like we do, we have an electric range here, you need to add a heat diffuser before you set this down on the heat source. So a glass top, an electric, any of those need a heat diffuser. So what we do here, we just keep them, they're very pretty. We keep them as decor all around the stove here. And then we just place it right on the burner. we put our pan on the burner and then we turn the burner on. So we're going to turn it on pretty high because with the heat diffuser it can take a while to heat up. So I'm just going to add, remember we're keeping our surface really pure. So we're going to just use organic, natural, healthy fats. We like to use a lot of fat when we're cooking so that we're the healthiest possible and we are nourished at the end of our eating. So what we do is we have a collection, our trifecta of natural fats right here on the counter. We have water buffalo tallow, which has been rendered by a farmer that we know and trust and have been getting this for several years. We have grass-fed beef fat that we render here. I can show you how to do that in another show. And then we also have traditionally made organic coconut oil, and we just put a combination of all of those. So while this is heating up, I just wanted to show you this is a pan that we've had several years. We've had all of our pieces several years, and we use them to cook on the surface, in the oven. We store our food in the fridge, our leftovers. We take them out and reheat them, and then we just eat out of them as well. So I wanted to show you a little bit. These have been made for 700 years in Colombia, and the artisans use a river rock, and you can see on here that they hand burnish. So they take the river rock and hand burnish into this shape, and that also creates the surface. So they don't need to add any glaze, but they use this burnishing technique. Then they put it into a heat source. It's a small hut with a high heat source, and the clay from the area right there turns black from the oxidation process of the heat. So every once in a while your pan can turn back to its original color if you're really lucky. It's so beautiful. All of ours have stayed black, but the bottom of this soup pot that's been cooking now for 2 days straight on our stove, that one I can show you someday has started to turn back to its original color. So it's really exciting. So anyway, with this being the most natural cookware that I could find, I'm very protective of what I put in the pan. So only really high quality food sources from farmers that I know, grass-fed, no chemicals, no toxins. I'll show you how to clean it as well, because we keep all of this chemical free. Because it's so natural, we want to have all of that nature benefit our health as much as possible. Plus, this makes the taste and so delicious. The earthenware does. It can even be considered a terroir. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but and so I definitely don't want any chemicals affecting the taste and the flavor of what this cooks. Cooking with clay too creates more nutritious food and more moist food. So we cook all of our food every single day from scratch. I have an autoimmune disease, and so it's been helping me be in the best health of my entire life to cook my own food that comes from a farm. And so I know the source of it, I know the soil, and we've used this every single day for over 10 years now. It is breakable. So I've dropped 2 and broken 2 and needed to replace 2, and Bezad has broken 1. So he's leading right now in our household. But it's because we've gotten so much use out of it, we just replace it right away. It's possible that you won't ever break yours if you don't drop it. The other thing that can happen is it can crack from the heat change, and that's why it's so important to bring the temperature up together. Any sudden heat change can crack the clay, and it can also happen right on the burner. So you just want to be careful about that the surface area that you have is on the right burner size. I've never had any problems. I cook at a lower temperature, and like with a big pan like this, I've put it on both burners to cook at once. All right. So, oh no, we don't have any eggs.
Yeah, we do.
No.
Isn't there another card?
That's Elizabeth. Oh, should we get her a new one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We have eggs. So it looks like we're getting close. The other thing is we always use olive wood or even just a wood spatula with the clay cookware. They make a great pair. Especially black plastic, but any plastic, even just in its holder, is shedding microplastics all the time. So microplastics have become unavoidable, and we just believe here that if you can avoid as much plastic as possible, then the times that you are exposed to it will just greatly help your health to not have microplastics everywhere. Our pets and our little ones are the most susceptible to microplastic harm because the shedding of microplastics ends up on the floor, and the little ones and pets are on the floor the most. So, and black plastic is even more harmful because when it heats up, it's also releasing the toxins that it's made with. So this is such an easy, beautiful shift. Why wouldn't everyone get them? They're also a really cool example of a sustainable item for your home. So in Europe, almost all kitchens have always used olive wood utensils. It's naturally antimicrobial, and wood is, and especially olive wood. And they use this from non-producing olive trees. The cool thing is when an olive tree stops producing, that's when it gets all of the knots, and that's what makes this so beautiful. So they only use non-producing olive wood, and it also makes it like a little mini piece of artwork. So this is getting ready here, and we don't have any microplastics entering our clay, so that's great. Normally, if I would have remembered, it works best to keep all of your food at room temperature before you start cooking, but I forgot. So we're gonna just show this as a demo. Honey, do you want 2 eggs?
Sure.
Okay. And it's not quite warm enough.
Did you put it on high?
I did, yes. I just put it in there too early. So while that's cooking, I just wanted to share with you all of the pieces that we have in our kitchen here. We have 2 adults, 2 dogs for all of our cooking, and we have 2 of the, oops, sorry honey, 2 of the largest size. We keep, I should explain this, we stay in the oval shape because we don't have a lot of space here. So then we can just stack everything in the oval, and this small shelf right here is the only place that we keep ours. We did add some plates for our dinner in the garden that's made with the same material, and these deep plates can also be used to cook, so it's really awesome. Then we have several of the small oval. I would say, let's see, we have 2 small or 3 small. We have 2 of this medium size, and then we have this roaster, which is just amazing. The really cool thing about this, I was never able to fully trust or find out what crock pot inserts were made with, and so they just didn't look very natural to me. So I learned in a book, cooking book, that if you just have a covered pot and you put it into your oven at 225 degrees, that becomes a slow cooker. That's the same as a crock pot. So what we do here is we put a piece of really good grass-fed roast or ribs with the highest quality sea salt on it, and we put a piece of parchment paper because these are all handmade, so they don't have a perfectly tight seal, but by adding the parchment paper it makes a really tight seal then, and then we put that in the oven and we just cook it all day, like 7 or 8 hours, and have the most delicious, nutritious, nutrient dense meal ever. And like we didn't even finish all of this, so it goes back into the refrigerator. We keep the leftovers right in there, and then today we're going to just heat this up, and we cook with a lot of fat, so almost all the time we only need to eat once a day. And the great thing is, once your body receives the nutrients it needs, you only need to eat a small amount of nutrients and really high quality fat. So actually at the end of the year, when you look at everything that we've eaten, it's to me a lot less and much more affordable. Plus it is investing in our health now so that we don't have to pay later with hospital bills and different treatments. So that is one of the huge benefits. Besides eggs, with my autoimmune disease, I'm not able to eat eggs, but Bezad is able to, and these are from our amazing grass-fed chicken farmer. And another way of speeding this up is to cover this. So that's another great trick. This cover came with this soup pot like this, but we don't use it for the broth. So look at this. That makes just the perfect lid for this little round fryer. And we love this fryer. We just added this recently. It's not in the oval shape, but now we keep it up on the wall as decor and then use it when we need to, because it's the perfect shape for the round burner. So it's an amazing one to use on the stovetop. I also wanted to let you know that when I first started this journey of living as naturally as possible, I had one small, this is probably the same one. So this is well over 10 years ago. Look at that. And I have cooked thousands of homemade meals for my health in this little vessel. And so this, if you look at some of the really early videos, this was when I lived all on my own, and I just had my phone up here, and I thought, I never knew how to eat. I never knew about food. I never knew about nutrition, and I definitely did not know how to cook. There must be other people like me out there, so I would record everything that I was learning. But if you go look at those videos, you will see this little pan cooking bacon and making liver pate and eggs all different ways, and then roasting different vegetables. So this got a workout. This is all I had, and so it's what I used all of the time. All right, let's check. How did you want your eggs, honey?
Well, cooked.
Ooh, that helped a little.
Let's take a look-see.
They're beautiful. I think they need more.
Yeah?
You want me to put that on, or do you want me to flip them?
I can put that on.
Okay. Okay. What else do you need to know about your new cookware?
Well, how to season it.
We did that. It's in the oven.
Oh, okay. Well, soon we're going to learn how to clean it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. I could start cleaning it. Thank you.
You want
All
to
right.
take food out of, or just do that?
Yeah. So, okay. When I clean this, like I said before, I don't want, clay is naturally porous. So I just want to keep all of the flavors of the really nutrient-dense food, the healthy fats, to become the patina and the surface of this. And this definitely shows the cooking journey that we've been on here. And so instead of cleaning, I like to think of this as polishing. So once the food is out of here, then I just wipe it and if there is something that's a little stuck, I just use this organic bamboo scraper. Now sometimes we have had our roast or ribs cooking a little too long, and so something will really stick on the bottom. So all I do is I take some of our coarse salt like this, and you can either use like heated filtered water, cold filtered water right out of there, but we oftentimes use a lemon, because lemon has antiseptic properties, and so that if you're concerned at all about having it properly cleaned, use salt because that's naturally, is it antimicrobial or antibacterial? Both salt and lemon both have those properties. So that's a great way. This is all we use. And so I am still in the best health ever. I'm going to count up the days just during the last 3 years of a pandemic, because I still, knock on wood, have not been sick, and I have an autoimmune disease, and I did not stay at home. We have a shop called Toxi Free, and so I would go out in the public every single day because we sold food and other household items. So I have not gotten sick this whole time, but I am so diligent about everything that I come into contact with. The nutrient dense food, the cookware, not having toxins around in the house that I can prevent. So this is the only the only cleaning thing that we use. We make it homemade. It's our organic lemon cleaner, and lots of times we just spray here. So this has the lemon and it has the salt. It also has vinegar, which is another cleaning genius. We've had this same glass bottle. Now, this is the greatest feeling, to not be throwing away plastic for cleaning products. I also know every ingredient in this cleaning product, so I know that it's not harming me at all. And it feels so good to be saving all of the money and time of having to go shopping, all of that. So I can't tell you how much value this glass jar has brought to our health and happiness. Now, this is something, again, where I just polish, and the coarse salt makes it so nice. It really cleans everything. So we've never had any problems. It polishes up so beautifully. The thing that you should know is you do not ever soak clay. So you don't want to fill this and just let it soak. The only time that we're filling it is when we're cooking for the seasoning there, and if there's food. But other than that, no soaking. So I can hear the eggs now. Ooh. Do you want these flipped, honey, or?
Sure.
I was afraid you were gonna see that.
You can do it.
Well, okay. Can you get a real close-up of this?
Mm-hmm.
Look at how easy that comes right off of here. That is so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Do you need a non-stick pan, honey?
I don't. Do you?
Nope.
Now that you brought up non-stick, I just want to tell you that I was so surprised. We hear so much about non-stick pans in the kitchen, of how much harm the toxins can be, especially if it's ever cut into. It is very, very harmful. That magnifies the toxic exposure like monumentally. So, but anyway, I've avoided that for many, many years. And I learned just recently that many dental flosses also have non-stick chemicals on them in order to glide easier. And so in addition to being a synthetic material of nylon, which has its own toxins, they also put the non-stick toxic chemicals on there so that it will glide easier. We only here use organic silk floss that has organic tea tree oil and maybe another organic essential oil, and it comes in a little glass bottle just like this. That has saved us so many so much exposure from toxins and so much waste. We no longer have any sort of waste from cleaning products or from our dental floss. So this, I can smell these eggs now. I'm so excited for Bezan to eat them. So I'm just going to I'm going to take this off the heat and put it on to the trivet, and we will get this. Do you want it on one of those plates, honey?
Yeah.
We're going to just transfer it. Lots of times we eat right out of this, but I can show you how to clean this. Thanks, honey. All right. So are you ready for this? How easily this slides out? Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. What a gift these pans are. Okay, now you're also getting a little cooking lesson here. This also has the most amazing healthy fat. So you always want to get those flavors and the nourishment of that fat onto what you've cooked. And then I'm just taking the spatula that has no microplastics. It's only olive wood that's been treated with organic olive oil. That's all this has ever touched. And we've got that. Oh my gosh. This is going to be so delicious. And then we have a little bit. You want salt?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, some of our really good salt. And I like to put some extra salt on the plate in case he wants to dip that in the salt like I do. You want anything else with this, honey?
No.
Hopefully, I think they're pretty done. This is can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is, well, it's not totally, I would say over medium well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So beautiful. We also had the 30-minute timer go off, so I can show you the seasoning. This is perfect timing. So I'm going to turn the oven off, and this is our seasoned pan. And I'm putting it right on the trivet to protect it from having any sort of sudden heat changes. And now I'm just going to polish these pieces and put them away. And actually, they usually don't get much time off on the shelf because we're always making something. So this goes back. We do the same with the olive wood because it's naturally antimicrobial, so we just polish that as well. Remember, you can always use lemon and you can always use salt if you're concerned. But I must add that we both are really diligent again about what our cells come into contact with. So we are ultra healthy. We definitely have an advantage. We have only eat mineral-rich water, mineral-rich salt, nutrient-dense food we get from great soil and farmers that we know. And it has given us a health advantage. So we are just really strong with our immune system. We eat wild fermented foods as well, which, honey, that would be great with some fermented food.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm polishing this while it's still warm, but because I just wanted to show you. So there's a little bit of egg stuck, and I'm just going to do the method that I showed you. So I put some salt. Now I'm going to spray our spray. I'm going to use our little scraper. Bezat is a pro at cleaning. We should have him do this segment. He wouldn't have had any of these marks in here. Would you, honey?
Well, you never know.
So you can add some water. This one is just a little bit more challenging because it's warm.
Perfect.
Usually we don't clean it when it's like this, but look at that polished, beautiful surface. That was so easy. So just in our time together, a little over 30 minutes, we have seasoned the pan, we have cooked a meal, almost finished eating the meal, and cleaned everything. And this is a transformative, monumental step in your health journey and for your healthy home, for you, for your loved ones. I promise you, you will have such an advantage. Everything that you do for your health rewards you monumentally. You won't even believe it. It's better than you could ever imagine. Just leave a message, subscribe, stay tuned for more information for you. We are here to serve you. We love you. Thank you for being with us. Bye.